So you ordered up your kettlebells, got them all unpacked, started doing a few goblet squats, and suddenly realize you have no idea how to write a solid week of kettlebell workouts. How do you balance muscle groups? What about sets and reps? Why am I not wearing any pants? So many questions, and if you stick around to the end of this video, you'll have answers to all of them, except maybe the pants one. One of the very first considerations when it comes to program design is how many days per week you should work out. And for those of you new here, I help busy professionals lose weight and build functional strength, helping them establish sustainable exercise habits. And when you're busier than a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest like the folks I work with, 3 days per week of full body workouts tends to be pretty sustainable for those with hectic schedules. So we want to say 3 days per week is the minimum. But even if you know how many days per week you plan on working out, we still need to address what exercises to hit. Because if you are like most people, you probably want to make sure you are hitting every major muscle group and maintaining muscular balance so you don't end up like the dude at the gym with jacked arms and tiny legs.
Do you know you're supposed to work out your lower body too?
This is where things can get a little bit tricky with the kettlebell, because unlike traditional bodybuilding exercises that emphasize a lot of accessory work to target smaller muscle groups like your biceps or triceps, kettlebell exercises like goblet squats, swings, or cleans are fairly full body in nature. So instead of approaching kettlebell exercises from the perspective of what muscle group does this exercise target, we can broaden the spectrum a little bit to make sure we're hitting each major muscle group by focusing more on movement patterns. And there are 6 movement patterns specifically that we want to make sure we hit every single week. And if we hit these, we guarantee that we hit every major muscle group. Those movement patterns are squats and lunges, which could be things like goblet squats, single arm front squats, or goblet Cossack squats, hinges like kettlebell swings, cleans, and snatches, upper body pushes like floor press, single arm overhead press, or push-ups, upper body pulls like single arm rows, seesaw rows, or pull-ups, rotational exercises like Turkish get-ups, windmills, or T-plank rotations, and carries like farmer carries, front rack carries, or overhead carries. And if you hit these 6 movement patterns over the course of 3 workouts, you are golden. And as an example week, you might have a squat, an upper body pull, and a rotational exercise on Monday. You might have like a hinge, an upper body push, and a carry exercise on Wednesday. And you might have like a lunge, a push, and an upper body pull, which would cover every movement pattern there over the course of the week, and therefore every major muscle group. So that's easy enough, right? But it begs the question, how many sets or reps should we do? When you are just starting out with kettlebell training, full body exercises like this can be pretty taxing and lead to substantial soreness if you aren't careful with your volume. And a good rule of thumb to start for most beginners is going to be somewhere around 30 reps per exercise at the most per session. So that could look like 3 sets of 10, but it could also look like 3 reps of a handful of exercises done every minute on the minute for 10 minutes in a kettlebell complex. To keep things simple though, for this video, 3 to 5 sets of 6 to 10 reps is plenty for each exercise. And because kettlebell workouts tend to be full body in nature, each muscle group by the end of the week will likely end up around 9 working sets when you are just getting going. And the latest research shows that you want about a minimum of 10 working sets per muscle group in order to achieve muscular hypertrophy, which is a fancy way of saying increasing lean muscle mass. Now, just to be clear, this type of training won't get you the type of muscle mass that a bodybuilder has. Rather, it will build more of a lean athletic physique due to the caloric intake that will accompany your weight loss goals. And that slight increase in lean muscle mass will have a positive impact on your basal metabolic rate, which will actually make it easier to burn calories at rest and therefore assist in shedding body fat. But that leads us to another question. How long should you be resting in between sets if you're trying to lose weight? Well, when it comes to fat loss, how long you rest isn't as important as your nutrition is. So the real question we need to ask is twofold. Part 1 is how much time do you have to commit to a workout? And 2, what are your goals? Because if you're trying to get as strong as possible, longer rest periods from 2 to 5 minutes are ideal for true strength work. But the downside is, if you're tight on time, you might not have that much time to spare in between sets. So in most cases for folks looking to commit 40 to 60 minutes to training, you're likely looking at 60 seconds to 2 minutes of rest periods, which will give you a nice little blend of strength and conditioning for well-rounded fitness. And under 5 minutes, you now have a solid start to programming an effective week of kettlebell workouts. Unfortunately though, we didn't have time to address calculating load volume, progressive overload, the inverse relationship between volume and intensity, or progressions and regressions for different exercises. So if you're new to the kettlebell and looking for a step-by-step path to training that eliminates the guesswork entirely, click on the link below this video to learn more about our 90-day Busy Professional Fit Academy, and I'll see you on the other side.